Hey guys, what is going on? This is Travis P11. I'd like to welcome you back to the channel, and today we're going to do a little basic unboxing and general overview of the Lenovo Legion 5 16IRX9. Now, this is a laptop computer that I purchased at Costco in December of 2024. The purchase price was $1,099, and just in the nature of full disclosure, this laptop was purchased out of pocket, and it was on sale. It was actually marked down $300 for a special deal that they had, and the big thing that sold me on it was the discrete graphics card. As it says listed as a gaming PC, I'm primarily going to be using it for video editing. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take you through the opening, unboxing, and the general specifications of the computer itself. I'm going to try not to bore you and take up too much of your time with the specifications, but I do want to cover the specifications just so that we can talk about what you can expect from this laptop in terms of performance. And then at some point down the road, we're going to be doing an actual performance evaluation once I get a chance to get everything loaded on it, get it charged up, get the programs on it that I want, and then unload any of the bloatware that we don't want. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started, and let's go ahead and get this out of the box. The main reason why I bought this laptop was because my laptop I had been using, my HP, that lasted me about 4 years, it finally died. I had a video card failure, and it just was not worth the price of getting it repaired. I only paid about $300 for it, and it was a pretty good workhorse. It had either an i7 or i9 processor in it, but it just wasn't worth spending the money to get it repaired because I only paid about $350 for it. So let's talk about this Lenovo Legion, the build quality, the overall characteristics of it. We'll show you all the different ports and features that it has, and then obviously we'll take you through the specifications. All right, so hang tight. Now, I believe that the computer has a 1-year warranty from Lenovo out of the box. As a Costco member, you do get an additional 1-year warranty with it, which is always a bonus, always a nice thing to have. And this model does have the i9 processor, and again, we'll take you through all the specs here in a little bit. So we've got a chunk of panel that's in the box. It's interesting. I do know that it has an aluminum construction on top, and I believe plastic on the bottom, mainly designed for ventilation to keep it nice and cool, keep it lightweight, but also keep it somewhat sturdy. Okay, there's the charge cable. There really were not a lot of complaints about this computer. It seems like there were a few lemons out there that people bought that had issues, but if they're going to sell thousands and thousands of these things, you can expect a couple of them to just not perform. One of the key complaints that people had right out of the box, no pun intended, was the size of the power brick, and this is a pretty substantial charger, probably one of the heaviest chargers I think I've experienced since maybe some of my first generation Apple laptops back in the early 2000s. This thing probably weighs close to 16 ounces, so if you are somebody who's weight sensitive when it comes to your technology and lugging stuff around, when say you got a bad back or something, this is going to be an extra pound you're going to be lugging with you. But again, gaming laptops are not exactly designed for lightweight portability. That's not the point behind them. See if there's anything else in the box. Just some foam. All right, let's go ahead and pull the laptop out here real quick. So out of the box, we've got a Copilot key function. Right here, we've got a basic instruction manual that's going to come with it. A little quick start guide, your function key shortcuts. It's kind of nice you actually have that, and especially at a time when less and less items are actually coming with instruction manuals. It does come nicely packed. It does have a Save the Whales notice on the bag. I'm not sure what that is exactly. So let's continue taking this out of the packaging. Hide my receipt here. Does have some basic warnings that come with it. Very nicely packed, very protective, a nice protective foam. I do tend to hold on to my boxes for laptops and some of my higher-end electronics just in case I need to return them, or just in case I need to send them in for any kind of a repair, or if I ever sell them down the road. Okay. I do believe we have a 16-inch monitor, but we'll take you through all the specs here in just a moment on that. Alright, so this does look pretty decent right out of the box. One of the things I really liked about this laptop is it seems to offer a lot of value for the money. You do get a lot of computer for the slightly more than $1,000 that Costco charges you. Obviously that doesn't include sales tax, and the extra year coverage is definitely a nice thing. So you've got a nice kind of brushed aluminum look to it. It is metal. I can feel it's nice and cool. I'm actually down in the basement filming this right now, so I can tell it's not just like a cheap plastic. Legion has got is kind of in a polished steel on the right hand side. Some nice touches there. It's kind of a step design. If you look at the side here, not just a traditional kind of wedge like you get with your laptops. It actually has kind of a step on the left hand side where the monitor comes up. Very thin, and again we'll take you through full specs here in a little bit. Back of it is primarily designed for your cooling. It looks like we do have an HDMI port on the back, something else on the back here. And the little panel that came off to the side, we'll figure out where that's going to go here in just a minute. If anybody out there is a Legion owner, why don't you guys let me know your thoughts on this computer. Do you enjoy it? Do you not enjoy it? What do you think about it? Do you think it's pretty cool? Definitely let me know down below. Ports over here, we got a couple of USB ports. We've got a micro SD card reader. I'm not sure exactly what this is. Look, there's some, that might turn your shutter off for your camera. Right hand side, this may be a connection for Ethernet, I believe, if you pop that little port off right there. Okay. Front's nice and smooth, nothing on the front. Left hand side, we've got two of your USB-C ports right there going on, and definitely a traditional headphone jack. And let's see, it looks like we do have another power connection right here also that also doubles as a USB port. So it does have a lot of good ports right out of the box that you can use. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and just open it up and we'll take a look at the keyboard. A few of the complaints people had, I guess the keys, you can't exactly get the keys set up how you want it in terms of the color. I believe it has like a 4-color system, and there's one of the complaints people had about it was that you can't just like set the keys to just white. Essentially, they have to be some sort of a color. Gonna open it up, don't know if this is gonna turn it on. If it does, we're probably going to turn it off because we want to get this charged before we do much with it. Get the best from your PC with Lenovo services. Lenovo, they tend to have their own little base application that comes with it, and that allows you to control certain features of the computer itself. Legion Ultimate Support, protect your PC from accidental damage, remove malware, and more. So they do have a package deal that you can buy into if you want to. Looks like you can also upgrade your warranty if you want to. I'm going to get this registered so it is on file with Lenovo, just in case we have any problems with it. Alright, so the keyboard itself, I've got medium-sized hands, and the keys feel a little bit shallow, but not too bad. Not a whole lot of key travel. A lot of your modern computers are just kind of going with the thinner design. Definitely plenty of room on here. You can see we've got your, I don't know what you call it, a 10 or 12 key keypad on the right-hand side. Keys are very easy to read under regular light. You do have a camera up towards the top of the monitor, which we'll show you here in just a minute. Nice big trackpad. It does feel almost like it has glass on the top of it. Again, the Core i9 processor, and there's a few basic function keys down here too. This may be to cover the keyboard colors. I'm not sure exactly, but when we fire it up, we'll go through that. Looks like we have a power button here in the center. Overall, not bad. It's got a nice heft to it. It feels like we do have plastic for the top of the keyboard. This may be aluminum, but it does not feel flimsy. That was one of the problems I had with my old HP, was that it felt very, very flimsy. If you held it from on the corner and tried to walk around with it, which is what a lot of people do, unfortunately, my old one used to flex, and that's probably what caused the short life in the end. It was probably more of a user error than anything. So overall, nice big design. If you're going to be doing any gaming on it, you can rest your palm down here if you're using the arrow keys. You know, your ASDF keys to move around. Definitely have lots of room. Okay, it's not bad. And you can keep your fingers on home row. You've got the little bumps there to tell you where the F and J keys are. All right, so that's decent right now. Okay, so real quick, let's take you through the product specs. We're going to get it charged up. We're going to get it started and just take a general look at the monitor, talk about the quality of the monitor itself after we get it up and running, and we will go from there, so hang tight. All right, so we're going to take you through the general specifications as taken from the Lenovo website. The Core i9 14900HX does run at 2.2 gigahertz as the base frequency, does peak out at 5.8 gigahertz with an E-core of 4.1 gigahertz, that's the speed, 36 megabyte cache, and this says Intel UHD graphics. We definitely have more than that. It is an AI-powered gaming PC, so I know the whole AI thing is going to be coming in as a standard for computers. Not sure how that's going to affect things right now, but I know it can have some sort of an effect on compatibility in the future. We are running Windows 11. I can't tell you which version. I think it might be Pro, possibly Home. We'll figure that out. Graphics on this one is the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4060. The main reason why I bought this was the discrete graphics card, I'm not going to lie. I wanted that extra processing power, and I thought it might make things a little bit easier for me in terms of video production and editing. Does have 8 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory RAM in it, which is nice. Does run at the full 140 watt power consumption level, so that is another complaint about this laptop, is you're only going to get about a 2-hour runtime out of the battery when it's fully charged. They say do not go far from the wall, but again, gaming PCs are not necessarily known for their battery life. I'm sure at some point that's going to change. Let's see, moving on here. Supports up to 4 independent displays, a native display, and 3 external monitors via HDMI and USB-C. And it does support 7680 by 4320 at 60 Hz and 30 Hz from an HDMI and USB-C. So if you run multiple monitors, it should not be a problem. Max memory up to 64 gigs of DDR5, either 4800 or 5600. And I'll tell you what mine has here in a little bit. You do have 2 DDR5 SODIMM slots, and I believe, yeah, storage up to 2 drives. This does have a 1 terabyte M.2 2242 SSD, if I'm not mistaken, and you can put up to 2 of those. So you can run up to 2 terabytes of internal storage, which is really nice. It does have 2 M.2 4 slots down on the bottom there. Okay, moving on. You do have the 3-in-1 micro SD card reader, high definition audio, Realtek audio codec. So it doesn't have like any really fancy audio with it. It just says 2 watts times 2. So you're probably going to want to plug this into external speakers if you're going to be doing any kind of gaming at home. 80 watt hour battery, supports Rapid Charge Pro. You can charge up to 50% in 30 minutes. Max battery life, it does say 5.7 hours, running Mobile Mark 2018 on it. 1080p video, 6.5 hours, but I know for a fact that it definitely gets a lot less than that. Power adapter, there's 2 different adapters, either 230 watt slim tip or 300 watt slim tip. And again, it is a pretty good sized adapter. It's going to use a lot of juice to it. LA1 is the AI chip. And we get into the display. There's 2 different versions of it. There's the WQXGA monitor, which I believe I have, that has 350 nits of brightness. Anti-glare, running 2560 by 1600 for resolution. Running at 165 hertz. If you get the more expensive version of this computer, you do get the model running with the 500 nits of brightness and the 240 hertz refresh rate. So this does have the lesser refresh rate on it, which is fine. I'm really not using it for gaming. Basically going to be for video production itself. 4-zone RGB backlit keyboard. It does say white backlight on it. 6-row multimedia function keys. You can set this up for multiple languages, obviously, if you want to. It does have a Mylar Surface Multi-Touch touchpad that is 72 by 120 millimeters. Now we get into the mechanicals of it. The dimensions, it's 14.16 by 10.33 by 0.78 to 0.99 inches thick. Weight is 5.2 pounds, so she's pretty heavy, but not bad, not super heavy. Luna Gray is the cover. Does have aluminum stamping, anodized with sandblasting, so that's the finish that you get on the cover. It does feel like a high quality case material. The case material is aluminum and ABS plastic underneath, and as for system lighting, it says no system lighting. You do have gigabit Ethernet to it. You do have Wi-Fi 6E for those of you that care. And then standard ports, real quick, this is what you get. You get 2 USB-A's, one USB-A, 2 USB-C's, 1 HDMI, 1 headphone jack, 1 Ethernet, 1 card reader, and 1 power connector. Firmware TPM 2.0 integrated security chip. Otherwise, that's probably about it. You get the 1-year courier or carry-in service on it, and again, you do get the additional year warranty if you go through Costco, which does make it worth it. Bundled accessories, we're not going to worry about that. That's pretty much about it. So yeah, those are kind of the main specs for somebody who really does care. Okay, and if you go over to the Lenovo website and look up this particular model, and I've got that in the description box, you're going to find all the specifications and documentation for the manual and so on. All right, so I'm going to go and plug this in and get it fully charged 100%, and then we will turn it on and just do a general look at it once I get it set up and running, and we'll talk about what else it has to offer. So guys, hang tight. Okay guys, let's just go ahead and do a cold startup essentially after doing all the updates. It took about an hour for the updates to get installed, which, you know, wasn't too bad from start to finish. It did have to do some updates. I have not gone through and deleted anything for performance. And by the way, this little trim piece that I pointed out earlier, this actually goes on the rear, and this allows you to change it from just basically a gray trim to a light blue trim, which is kind of nice. It makes it a little more colorful, if you will. Not sure how the display is going to look on your end on the camera, but it is a very nice sharp screen. It's not a touch screen, but it is a matte finish, and I've been really happy with what I'm seeing so far. So let me go ahead and sign in real quick here. Overall, I really do like it. They do give you some offers for like Microsoft 365 and a few other things. It did also do some backup stuff for me, which is pretty cool. It did back up some files and programs and things like that from the previous computer, which was my HP that died after 4 years, like I mentioned earlier. I have not had a chance to kind of fill around with the keyboard yet, the colors, to see what it takes to actually adjust them. I'm going to have to go into the Lenovo suite and check it out, but Lenovo does have its own little app that you can use. McAfee does come with it. Legion Arena. There's going to be a lot of tweaking settings on it you can go through to get it to go however you want. And let's go and check the version of Windows that we have on this particular machine here. We do have our specifications on it here. It does come with Windows 11. It does come with Windows 11 Home, by the way, so that's what the system is that comes with it. But overall, I mean, I really do like it, and the keys don't feel as shallow when you're sitting down typing on it as they do when you're standing up. So the keyboard is actually very spacious and very comfortable. So I kind of changed my ideas on the comfort level. So let's talk about complaints, okay? So over on the Costco website, it gets, I believe, 4.5 out of 5 stars, 4.8 out of 5. There's a couple, and those numbers could change, by the way, as more reviews start popping up on this computer. What do people think about it? I do feel like it has a nice spacious keyboard, right? And I think it's got a nice display. The only real complaints people had was that the short battery life. You're looking at about 2 hours. You do have a 230 watt power supply. This thing is a monster. This is not lightweight by any stretch. It weighs in about 6 pounds. So somebody who wants something ultra mobile, you're going to be getting a considerable amount of processing power for the money. I've not had a chance to even really mess with the camera. Just wanted to kind of get it out there. I see it as a machine that has a lot of potential. The 32 gigs of RAM, the i9 processor, the nice solid state drive that's in here. I think it does offer a lot of potential for the gamer. We are going to do a part 2 eventually where we're going to run some benchmarks on it once it's done updating and I get some stuff uninstalled that I don't want on it. And we will let you know how it does. But in the meantime, it looks like a promising computer. Costco does give you 30 days to do a return if you want to. Otherwise, you do get the 2-year warranty with Costco, 1 year through Lenovo. And I think that's really cool. So we're just going to kind of let it go for now. And I'll give you guys some updates maybe a couple months down the road or maybe in a couple weeks once I get things uninstalled and tweak. We'll definitely show it off. But otherwise, guys, I think that's it. So this is Travis P11. I want to thank you guys for watching as we show you the new multimedia machine that we're going to be making our videos on. I'm still going to keep using VideoPad Pro. I think it's NCH software. I've been using that for probably the better part of a decade now. Never had a problem with it. I really do like that software, so we're going to run that on it for video editing. But overall, yeah, it's a nice speedy little system and it looks decent. So you guys do what you want to do. So otherwise, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. We got a lot more updates coming your way. And I'll try to give you guys an update on battery life once I have a chance to fart around with it a little bit. But that's it, guys. So in the meantime, I want you guys to have fun. I want you to be safe. And as you know, we will talk to you soon. All right, take care and have a good one. Bye-bye.